Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Green Lanterns issue 41. This is part 2 of the Superhuman Trafficking storyline. It's written by Tim Seeley, pencils by Barnaby Bagenda and Tom Derenick, inks by Mick Gray and Derenick. Colorist was Ulysses Erolia, letterer by David Sharp, cover by Will Conrad and Ivan Nunez. Now, first of all, let's address the cover. This scene does not appear in the comic. It's very misleading. I don't know why it looks like Simon is holding a manhole cover with the Green Lantern logo. It looks weird, but Jessica looks like she's about to do something cool. But that scene doesn't appear, so it doesn't matter. We start out with a flashback with Simon's date with Night Pilot, where they flew up into the upper atmosphere and said how they're good for each other because they're both superheroes. You can fly, you like to go fast, and you're a Muslim, just like him, because all Muslims are the same. That's what I learned. So anyway, Jessica's looking at her phone because that's a thing these days. She's still pining over the fact that she got matched up with Simon. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but here we are. Meanwhile, in the other room, Scraps is in there, shackled to a chair, and Simon creates a teddy bear construct that she rips the ear off of. That's stupid. It's not funny. Then they go to this planet where there are no Green Lanterns. It's called Garnet, but nobody there calls it that. They call it the Hellhole because it's kind of a lawless place. The Green Lanterns disguise themselves as some wretched scum and villainy and pretend that they have Scraps as like a captive. That's gonna be their end to the superhuman trafficking ring. They're gonna pretend to trade information as she gets them in on the job, and then they'll let her go and not kill her. Some nonsense like that. So they meet these two friends of hers. Of course they get discovered. They try and arrest these two scumbags, and one sprays like zombie fluid on Simon. It's just some gross scene. And then they have a chase scene, which is actually kind of cool. And they're running around chasing them. And there's this silly teehee scene where there's an advertisement hologram for body disposal. It's a little try hard to me. And they corner him in the warehouse for that same facility. The two suspects say, all right, let's make a deal. You give us some construct bodies so we could say we beat you and up our rep, and we'll tell you where the meat's going down. And there's like a bad cop scene where they argue about it, but they do it. So they get the coordinates and they're going to go there. Meanwhile, 6 sectors away, the superhero hostages are being marched off of, looks like off of a ship or out of a facility. And they take Night Pilot away, and it turns out they are at some religious cult-like planet called the Order of the Steed, and they have a mission for Night Pilot. Yeah, I don't know why she would agree to that, but they kind of, there's these 2 Sentry guys that look kind of like ambush bugs, so that'd be a nice wrench in the monkey works if they worked him in. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I just thought parts of it were over the top stupid. Like, I don't know what the obsession these days is with people being on their phone in comic books. Like, superheroes have nothing better to do than to navel gaze about some stupid dating app. I'm sorry, that doesn't seem very heroic. It seems very boring and childish. Something teenagers would do, not grown adults. My other complaint would be the stupid cutesy ad thing. That was kind of dumb. And there's an app that even the supervillains on this other planet are using. It's a dating app. That wasn't funny. That was just dumb. I was bored by a few elements, but the chase scene was cool. I don't know. Parts of it were good. Other parts felt kind of forced, and that they were just trying way too hard to make it hilarious for the youngins and the kids. Like somebody in their 40s is trying to relate to people in their 20s or something. And all they really had to do was make it in more action-oriented. There was way too much dialogue in this. Way too much talking. The stupid ad thing could have been skipped entirely. About half the talking in here could have been eliminated. And they could have, like, tightened it up and made it into more of, like, a Law and Order episode, which actually would have improved the book vastly. So yeah, it was okay. It was just, I couldn't relate to parts of it because it bored me. I don't know if I'm going to keep getting this one. I probably will, just to see if they can turn it around a little bit. But overall, it was in my opinion just kind of mediocre. The art was good though. I like the art style. Everybody looked good. There were a few things I would have changed, but overall the art's pretty good. I don't know enough about these two Green Lanterns. I know he's a Muslim, and that's somehow important or relevant. It doesn't seem to come up, so I don't know why they're talking about it. I don't know why Night Pilot's religion matters at all. That doesn't seem to be relevant, other than to just be like, oh look, we got a token religious person here. So, yeah, I didn't see the relevance in it. Didn't seem to matter. So yeah, and the app thing, that was just dumb. It wasn't really my thing. I would say it was mediocre. That'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Be sure and hit like and subscribe, and we hope to see you on the next one.